I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers the Movie, Studio Series 86, number 19, DINOBOT SNARL, and I love this toy. Released towards the very end of 2023, this figure is available right now as of the time of this recording. It is a leader class figure and it retails for approximately $55. And here we have Snarl. We're going to start off by taking a look at the box itself. Very cool artwork as we've come to expect with the Studio Series animated stuff. Very cool artwork of Snarl right there in his dino mode, attacking or defending. This is probably just based on what we saw in the Transformers that movie that's seen on Autobot City. Studio Series 86, number 19, Transformers logo across the side. Close-up of Snarl right there, looking very cool. Here he is again. And then along the back, we've got product shots of Snarl, both in his robot and in his dino mode. 31 steps for transformation. Big screen inspired, scale, detail, backdrop. That's really kind of about it. Doesn't really say a whole lot about the figure anymore in these boxes. And here we have Snarl. He also comes with that backdrop right there, aforementioned backdrop there in the package. So you can open that up and you can display him that way if you wish. You get the backdrop, you get the figure, you get his weapon, which can be stored on the bottom there, and you get a sheet of instructions. So if you're collecting in the backdrops, or if you have the room for that, that is very, very cool. Bring the camera down just a little bit and taking a look at Snarl himself. He's approximately 8 inches long and about 5 inches tall at the top of the spike right here. And he's looking really, really good. I have been looking forward to Snarl for a very, very long time. You know, I don't know that I have a favorite Dinobot, but there's something about Snarl. I didn't have any of the Dinobots when I was a kid, but I had a friend who had Snarl, and that figure just always captivated me. It just, the look of him, something about that figure just always made me want to have that one. And I never really did. I never had any other Dinobots. So there you go. You can see what he looks like. He looks really, really cool. As mentioned before, you can store the weapon on the bottom right there. But for the purposes of the review, go ahead and take that off. There are 2 slots right there on the bottom of the weapon and 2 tabs right here under his little Guzzo neck piece right there. And taking a look at Snarl, articulation-wise, you can move the front legs are on a ball joint. So you can move these forward and backwards all the way around. And they can go in and out a little bit, and then the little feet can also hinge up and down. The rear legs are on a soft ratchet, so you can move these forward and backwards. And then you can move the ankles forward and backwards. You can also rotate the ankles. And then the head right here, the head doesn't move, but the mouth does open and close. Unfortunately, there's no little peg inside there. Nothing we can do for like a blast effect or anything like that. Would have been cool if we had it, but it is not necessary. He looks amazing. He really does. I've seen a lot of people have had issues with the Autobot logo on the forehead right there not being straight. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones because I got a straight Autobot logo, but also I know that is kind of an easy fix. A lot of people just kind of put a repro label or a toy hack sticker over it and then just slice it in half. So there's that. If you need to do that, it's a simple fix. As far as the rest of the dino goes, looking pretty much like what we expect in the animation. He's done mostly in silver across his front of his body, his rear legs. We got gold for the head, all of the spikes, gold on the legs, gold on the tail, and you got that red rear end right there. And he looks really good. I absolutely love the way this guy looks. Real quick for comparison, here is the current Studio Series 86 Dinobot Snarl with the original G1 Autobot or Dinobot Snarl, so you can see what the two of them look like together. And here he is with the rest of the Studio Series Dinobot team, at least the ones that we have so far, so you can see what they all look like together. And I am just now, I'm at that point, I cannot wait for Swoop to come out so we can have the whole team together. That's going to look so cool having all 5 of the Dinobots together again. There you go, so you can see what they all look like together. To transform Snarl, we're going to start down here at the bottom of the figure. Move the legs out of the way. If you haven't done so already, remove the sword and set it aside. Take these 2 panels here. We're going to open these up. I'm going to open these all the way up. There's tabs here that are slotted into these slots down here, so just open those all the way up. Come around the top here, take this front panel right here above his head, and we're going to pull up on this. Now we're going to take the whole front of the body and we're going to pull it away from the back. Reach back here and pull his little feet out. And now we're going to start rotating this whole thing. And as we rotate this, we can start working our head up and inside of that cavity that we left right there. And rotate the whole thing around. Make sure the head's all the way in. And then we're going to close these up. Again, there are two tabs here and here that are going to slot into these slots down here. That's going to secure everything into place. So just tab those into place. As you saw there just now, the legs will also separate. So this piece was on, and you can just pull that apart and separate it. Take the dino feet, and these are going to just tuck up like that. Bring these around, and then just rotate these around like so that they're inside of the robot leg. And there's a little tab right there is going to sit into that slot there. And you can close this panel back up again, and there's one foot, one leg all done. So again, just rotate this piece around, bring the dino foot up, bring this up and start rotating it around so that it's down all the way like so, and then slot that in place, bring this panel back again, close that, and there are his legs pretty much all done. And we can rotate them at the waist. We'll bring the camera up. These Dinobots are huge, and I absolutely love it. We're going to bring the arms forward. We're going to extend these here. And yep, and we're going to bring that all the way up there. We're going to move the dino leg back. That's going to make enough room for this fist to come out. So we'll bring the fist all the way out, and then we'll rotate it. And then we're going to turn the dino foot around, bring it down. There's a little tab right there that's going to go into that slot. So we'll tab that there, and then we'll bring the dino foot all the way in. It will soft click into place, and that's going to lock the arm in. It also works as a filler, which is really, really nice. So again, we'll do that on this side here. We'll just extend the entire dino leg. It was tabbed in that slot, was tabbed into that, or that tab rather, was tabbed into that slot. So we'll just extend the whole thing out. Rotate the little dino foot. Move this back so that we can get the fist out. Bring the fist out, rotate it, and then bring this piece in as we fold the dino foot down. Soft click into place. Dino, or rather robot arms are done. We're going to next, what do we want to do next? We're going to take the tail, we're going to split it in half. And then this top panel here with these scales, we're going to pull up on this. And bring that up and over. Reach back here. That's going to help you push the robot head up. We can go ahead and compress the waist. And then we're going to bring this down all the way. There is a tab there that's going to go into that little slot there. And there's two tabs here that are going to go into these slots up here. That's going to lock everything into place. And there we have Studio Series 86. I'll get this tab back into place. There we have Studio Series 86 Snarl in his robot mode. And robot mode here stands approximately 8 inches tall, almost 8.5 if you go to the top of the little spikes right here. 8 at the head, 8.5 here. Very good size, very impressive size, right in line with the other Dinobots. We'll see that in a moment. I absolutely love how massive these Studio Series Dinobots are. These are the absolute my favorite renditions of the Dinobots that we have ever had, official renditions of Dinobots that we've ever had. They're absolutely gorgeous. So taking a closer look here, let's take a look at the head sculpt, looking just like in the cartoon. Nice Autobot logo right there on the chest. You got the little reticle detail right below that. And then coming on down, you see all the details on the legs. Very nice looking, not a lot of hollowness. Got a little bit right here, but it's very minimum. It really, you know, I know that a lot of these Dinobots, or not a lot of them, some of them have had issues with gappiness, like for example, Grimlock having the gappiness here for the fist and whatnot. They've taken steps. You can tell that they're taking steps to kind of fix a lot of that gappiness. So little stuff like this does not bother me. This is very, very minimum. And it's just something that you don't see a whole lot. I think he looks fantastic going all the way around. Not a lot of the dino bits really sticking out, like the dino head and the dino legs are put away. The front ones anyway, they're all gone. They're not sticking out like on the original G1 figure did. The legs are nice and smooth and just kind of compact. So the silhouette on the figure looks fantastic. You got the little feet sticking out of the back here, but they've also compressed that down, so they've used that to close out that gap. I think they did a fantastic job. I just think these figures keep getting better with every iteration. Articulation wise, the head can move up and down. It can also turn side to side. Got a ball joint there. The shoulders can go in and out. They can go forward and backward on a soft ratchet all the way around. You got a bend at the elbow. You got a rotation right below the elbow, and you have a rotation at the wrist. You got a rotation at the waist. The legs can go forward that far, back that far. You can hear that soft ratchet there. They can go in and out. You can rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee. Again, another satisfying ratchet right there. And of course, the toes can tip down, and you got that ankle tilt for wide stances, action posing. We'll give him his weapon. So he came with this sword right here. I'm waiting for the non-F parts on this guy so that they can all have their matching red swords. So there you go. There is Studio Series 86 DINOBOT SNARL. Absolutely love the way this guy looks. Couple of comparisons. Again, here he is with the original G1 Snarl, so you can see how they look together. And this is what I was talking about. Again, I absolutely adore this figure, but look, you got the dino head sticking right there. Two halves of the dino head just sticking right there. The legs, actually the legs were handled a little more elegantly with this one as opposed to some of the other figures where they were just kind of there. This one kind of had a little spring-loaded slot that they would sit into. So it did clean that up a little bit. But again, you had that dino kibble that was sticking out. In the cartoon, you didn't have that. This figure here has done a really good job of doing that and just cleaning up the silhouette of that figure. That looks really, really nice. So there you go. So you can see what the two of them look like together. Since we're doing G1, I always have this guy here in case I cannot find any sugar-free soda. Here is G1 Optimus Prime, so you can see what the three of them look like together. And of course, here he is with the rest of the Studio Series 86 Dinobot team that we've had up to date. These guys are looking absolutely fantastic together. Every time I get a new Dinobot, I get so excited to complete the team. Now we are on the final stretch. The road to Swoop begins. I cannot wait for Swoop to come out and get this team completed, but as is already, this is looking absolutely fantastic. Snarl's been on my desk for about a week, and I mess with him constantly while I'm taking calls. I will not put this figure down. It is an absolute joy of a figure to have. And there we have one final look at the Transformers the movie, Studio Series 86 Dinobot Snarl. Absolutely adore this figure. Like I said, he's been on my desk for about a week or so, and I'm just constantly messing with him. He's a very, very nice figure. All of these Dinobots are. These Dinobots have been just one home run after another, if you ask me. Every figure better than the last. They're just absolutely awesome figures to collect. If you're in the G1, if you're into Dinobots, if you're into Studio Series 86, if you're into any of those, if you're into cool Transformers, this figure is a must-get. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Studio Series 86 Dinobot Snarl. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe, share with your friends if you like what you see. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.